Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you love getting off the grid and enjoying the great outdoors, you've probably thought about bringing a little piece of modern comfort with you. I'm talking about power, specifically solar power. But the big question everyone asks is, how much solar power do you really need for camping? It's a jungle out there with all the different panels, batteries, and watts. It can get confusing fast. So today, we're going to break it all down, step by step, so you can build the perfect solar setup for your adventures without overspending or getting stranded with a dead battery. First things first, we need to figure out how much power you actually use. This is the most crucial step. Think of it like packing for a trip. You wouldn't pack a winter coat for the beach, right? Same goes for power. We need to do a power audit of all the devices you plan to bring. Grab a pen and paper or open a notes app on your phone, and let's list everything out. Let's start with the small stuff. Your smartphone, for instance. We all bring them. A typical smartphone battery is around 15 to 20 watt hours. If you charge it once a day from 0 to full, that's your number. What about your partner's phone? Add another 20 watt hours. Do you have a tablet or an e-reader? A tablet might be around 30 watt hours. An e-reader is much less, maybe just 5 watt hours, and you probably won't charge it every day. Next up, lighting. Modern LED camp lights are super efficient. A small string of LED lights might only use 5 watts of power. If you run them for, say, 4 hours each evening, that's 5 watts times 4 hours, which gives you 20 watt hours per day. Maybe you have a couple of headlamps you need to recharge every few days. Factor those in too. Now let's talk about some of the bigger items. A portable fridge or cooler is often the biggest power consumer for campers. This is a game changer, but it needs a serious amount of juice. The power consumption varies wildly depending on the model, the ambient temperature, and how often you open it. A good quality 12-volt fridge might average around 20 to 40 watts per hour, but it cycles on and off. Over a 24-hour period, it could use anywhere from 300 to 600 watt hours. Check the specs on your specific model. This one item can often use more power than everything else combined. What about other creature comforts? Do you run a fan at night to stay cool? A small 12-volt fan might use about 10 watts. If you run it for 8 hours overnight, that's 80 watt hours. Do you use a laptop for work or watching movies? A laptop can draw 40 to 60 watts while in use. If you use it for 2 hours, that's another 80 to 120 watt hours. And don't forget things like camera batteries, drone batteries, or a portable speaker. Each of these will add to your daily total. Okay, let's create a quick example. Let's say we have 2 smartphones. That's 40 watt hours. LED lights for 4 hours, that's 20 watt hours. A small fan overnight, that's 80 watt hours. And a portable fridge, let's be conservative and say it uses 400 watt hours a day. Adding that all up, 40 plus 20 plus 80 plus 400 equals 540 watt hours. This is our daily energy budget. This is the number we need to generate and store every single day. Now that we know our daily power needs, we can talk about the battery. Your battery is your energy bank. The capacity is measured in watt hours or amp hours. To keep things simple, we'll stick with watt hours since we just calculated our usage that way. A common mistake is getting a battery that's exactly the size of your daily need. You need a buffer. What if you have a cloudy day with very little sun? What if you want to stay an extra day? I recommend a battery that can hold at least 2 to 3 times your daily power consumption. So, for our example of 540 watt hours, a battery with around 1,000 to 1,500 watt hours would be ideal. This gives you a solid safety margin. The most popular battery chemistry for this purpose right now is lithium iron phosphate, or LiFePO4. They are lighter, safer, and have a much longer lifespan than traditional lead-acid batteries. They are more expensive up front, but they are absolutely worth it in the long run. So if you see a power station rated at 1,000 watt hours, that's what it means. It can store 1,000 watt hours of energy. All right, we have our consumption calculated and our battery sized. Now for the star of the show, the solar panels. How many watts of solar panels do you need to recharge that battery? This is where it gets a little tricky because the output of a solar panel is not constant. A 100-watt panel will rarely ever give you 100 watts of actual power. Its output depends on the time of day, your location, the season, and most importantly, the weather. A good rule of thumb for estimating real-world output is to assume you get about 4 to 5 hours of peak sun equivalent per day in good sunny conditions. So, A 100-watt solar panel might realistically generate about 400 to 500 watt-hours of energy in a single day. Let's go back to our example. We need to replenish 540 watt-hours each day. If one 100-watt panel gives us about 400 to 500 watt-hours, we're cutting it a little close. On a perfectly sunny day, we might just barely make it. But on a slightly overcast day, we'll end up with a net loss of energy from our battery. This is why it's wise to oversize your solar array a bit. For a daily need of 540 watt-hours, I would personally recommend at least 150 watts of solar panels, but 200 watts would be even better. With 200 watts of panels, you could generate between 800 and 1,000 watt-hours on a good day. This not only ensures you fully recharge your battery, but it does so faster. You could be fully topped up by early afternoon, and you'll still be able to capture significant power even on partly cloudy days. Having more panel wattage than you think you need is the secret to a stress-free solar setup. Trust me on this. So, let's recap the formula. First, calculate your total daily watt-hour consumption. Be honest and thorough. Second, choose a battery, preferably LiFePO4, with a capacity of at least 2 times your daily consumption. Third, select your solar panel wattage by taking your daily watt-hour need and dividing it by the number of peak sun hours you expect, which is usually 4 or 5, and then add a buffer. My simple recommendation is to aim for a panel wattage that's roughly 1/3 of your battery's watt-hour capacity. For a 1,000 watt-hour battery, around 300 watts of panels would be an amazing, robust setup. For many weekend campers, a 500 watt-hour power station with a 100-watt panel is a perfect starting point for charging phones and lights. One last thing to consider is the type of panels. You've got rigid panels, which are great for mounting on a van or RV roof, and portable folding panels. For most car campers, folding panels are the way to go. They are easy to pack, and you can move them throughout the day to constantly face the sun, which dramatically increases their efficiency. Look for panels that come with a long cable, so you can park your vehicle in the shade and have your panels out in the sun. And don't forget the charge controller. If you're building a DIY system with a separate battery and panels, you'll need a solar charge controller. This little device regulates the power from the panels to the battery, preventing overcharging and damage. Most all-in-one solar generators or power stations have one built in, which simplifies things greatly. If you are buying separately, get an MPPT controller, not a PWM. MPPT controllers are more efficient and will get you more power from your panels, especially in less than ideal conditions. So there you have it. It's not about finding one magic number, but about understanding your own specific needs. Do your power audit, size your battery with a buffer, and don't be shy with your panel wattage. Building a reliable solar setup will completely transform your camping experience, giving you the freedom to stay out longer and enjoy nature with a few of your favorite comforts. I hope this guide helped demystify the world of camping solar. If you have any questions or want to share your own solar setup, drop a comment down below. I love reading about what gear you're all using. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more camping and off-grid tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.